before. You can hear that we have a bit of muddiness around the low mid, right? After. I mean, that definitely sounds cleaner to me. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have a new plugin, new amazing brand new plugin from Waves. We're talking about the Curves Equator. Curves Equator. This is a very amazing plugin. This is, in my opinion, a Soothe killer. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because rather than getting a one-size-fits-all resonance and frequency masking, tackling solution, you get a custom solution that fits your sound. You know what? I'm going to just read the overview from Waves real quick and show you how I've used this plugin in this record that I'm currently mixing, okay? Curves Equator is a smarter resonance suppression and frequency masking plugin. It immediately improves any full mix, vocal instrument, or sample by removing all the problematic frequencies, fixing resonances, and balancing inconsistencies. I can vouch for that, trust me. And more importantly, like I mentioned before, it learns your content and safeguards your work, offering a personalized resonance suppression curve to avoid over processing. Personally, I like to use the Curves Equator plugin for my bus processing. After I've done all of my subtractive EQing to target resonant frequencies, as you can see in this guitar here, I can also use the Curves Equator plugin to target those resonant frequencies that I might miss. So let me show you how the plugin works. We have a very easy to use plugin right here, and we have a few obvious controls, right? You have shape. This morphs the threshold into one of the standard curve shapes. We have pink, you have warm, you have flat. And then you can come here to drag down to increase reduction based on the frequencies the effector line affects. You can use this button here to listen to the frequencies that the equator is reducing. And then you have tilt. Basically, this boosts frequency in one direction while cutting in the other direction. You know, so you can have some more control essentially. It's quite amazing. And then you have the advanced controls for when you want to do some advanced stuff. So you have sensitivity. This is going to increase how sensitive the plugin is to the resonant frequencies. And then you have attack release. This basically just works like a compressor. Quicker attack means it's going to grab those frequencies very quickly. Quicker release means it's going to let go of those frequencies just as quickly. You know what? Let me show you how all of this works. So by default, you can see that we're already targeting some of the resonant frequencies around the lows and low mid as well. Now, the amazing part about this plugin, like I mentioned before, is the fact that it learns the audio, right? So we're going to hit learn. Calibrated. Now we have a custom EQ curves that fits our audio source, which is great. And if I wanted more reduction on some of these resonant frequencies, I would just click and drag down. Basically, right? This is before, and this is after. The level is actually the same, and that's because when we go to advanced control here, you can see that we have the auto makeup gain. So when it attenuates these resonant frequencies, it gives you back a makeup gain to make up for the gain loss, which is amazing. So like I mentioned before, you have sensitivity. So let's turn that off to the max. You can see it's so sensitive to resonant frequencies right now, but I'm going to turn that down because I just want subtle reduction for these resonant frequencies. Like I mentioned, you can use the diff button to listen to what the equator is removing. So yeah, you can hear that, right? Crazy. Again, this is tailored to help you just achieve whatever you want to achieve with your EQing. Let's go to advanced control. So with the advanced control, like I mentioned, you have attack. So if we wanted the reduction to begin very quickly, we would use fast attack. Right. For drums, I would recommend a slow attack though, so you can let some of those transit cut through. I think somewhere around maybe like 20 will be fine. Okay. And then release, fast release again, because it's drums. And that's just my opinion. And then the precision, like I mentioned earlier, so let's increase the precision. So you can see that it's sharper, right? We're getting sharper results. And then when we reduce the precision, we have like a wider change across the frequency range, you know? So again, depending on what you want. I think for drums, I would want the precision to be a bit higher because we're dealing with transient materials, basically. And then you have tilt, right? So you could, you know, reduce one side and increase the other depending on what you want. You can actually also set the tilt frequency if you wanted to, you know, when you come to advanced control. So you can decide, I want the tilt to kind of start from around here. So I'm going to put that at 1.5K. And then when I do my tilt, right, so that's where it's going to be at. It's actually quite amazing, but we're just going to leave this at 1K for now. And then you have curve. It says smoothing the curve only after learn, softens processing, and may minimize harsh or abrupt changes. A feature you'd want to try for vocals, in my opinion, because you don't want drastic changes to your vocals most times. And then you have balance. Control the processing based on the chosen state from the drop down menu. So what do we have here? We have linked left and right. You have linked split. Oh, that's crazy. So you can process left and right independently of each other, or you can do mid-side processing. That's dope for mastering, actually. Wow. Okay, cool. That's really, really cool. And then if you notice, there are also these crossover points when you select advanced controls. So this kind of lets you process like a multi-band compressor, which is actually quite cool. So for example, let's say I don't want any reduction to the high, mids, and the high frequencies. I can decide, okay, you know what, I'm going to set my crossover point at 10K. Don't want any reduction there, so I'm just going to turn that all the way up to the max. Now there will be no reduction happening there when we play the beat. As you can see, nothing happening there. It's just amazing. But I'm going to just put this down a bit. Just want to reduce a bit of sharpness in that shaker. Yeah, I think this is fine. I'll just turn this up a little bit. You know what? I'm going to put this at, say, 1.5K. And I want my snare to still hit, so I'm going to turn this up. So I want to reduce the amount of reduction that I'm doing here as well. All right, that sounds good to me. So let's listen to before and after and see the changes that this plugin has done to my drum boss. So before, and then after. Just by doing this very little adjustment, I feel like we've improved the sound. So imagine what you can do with this in your master boss. But let's go and look at the melody boss, for example, see what we're doing here. So for this record, I'm actually using it for the melody boss because I wanted to tame some of the low mids so the vocals will not compete with the instrument that much. So let's listen. Before. You can hear that we have a bit of muddiness around the low mid, right? After. I mean, that definitely sounds cleaner to me. Let's look at the advanced controls. So as you can see, I'm not doing any reduction around the high mids and the high frequencies because I want to keep the guitars sharp, right? So my target with this was just the low mids and the lows essentially. And again, I've used the learn to create a custom shape to my sound, set my attack to be a fast attack, but a much slower release. Because I wanted to hold on to the reduction just a little bit more. And yeah, man, this is a very, very amazing plugin that I recommend. And currently, Wave is offering this plugin at a very amazing, super friendly intro price for about $39.99, right? Let me check. Yeah, $39.99, which is great because I'm looking at the website. That means you're saving 49% off, which means it's going to go back to $79 in a couple of weeks. So if you want to get this, I'm going to leave a link below that you can use to cop this plugin as well as other Waves plugins at amazing discounts right now. And I'm also going to leave a link to the Waves official video for this plugin so you can see some more demos on how this plugin works, especially for mastering. And I hope you have fun using this plugin just as I'm having fun using it for this record. Again, make sure you use the link below to get this plugin. When you do, I get something and you're supporting my channel. All right, so that's going to be for now. I hope you got something for this. If you did, make sure you leave me a like and subscribe if you've not. And if you want to book my services for mixing and mastering, I'm going to leave a link to the engineers page, or you can hit me up on Instagram at DB, okay? And if you'd like to buy my vocal and mastering presets, I'm going to leave a link below as well where you can get them. So that's going to be for now. I shall see you on the next one. Benny Macaulay out. Oh. I'm gonna have to call you back. I'm recording. You are in my video like this. Get out.